Hello, and thank you for joining me at 8 I am Maggie. So that made it so you can find my channel because there's a lot of Maggies there, but you don't want to miss me. Okay, so thank you for joining me, and I know you're having a great day. And so what we are doing here is we're doing this slow crawl through Excuses Be Gone with Dr. Wayne Dyer. Why are we doing this? Okay, why are we doing this? Because it is a book on how to change lifelong self-defeating thinking habits. And if you even pick up one tool, it could change your life or those around you. And since many of us, you've heard me say this, are game changers, it is up to us, as we are aware, to get the tools, to make the changes, to do the upgrades, to be the spark, to help everyone, because we are one. So when you're helping yourself, you're helping another. And when you're helping another, you're helping yourself. And we're talking, of course, common sense. We're talking about higher order values. That is not helping yourself to somebody's at whatever, XYZ, in a low order way. So we are going to get back to this. We are in part 3, chapter 14, the third question, what's the payoff? And that was what we left last night. We were talking about you were going to let people know that you love and care for them and how much you appreciate them. And by the way, happy Martin Luther King Day. We were going to look at asking ourselves, what's the payoff? And we were going to look around our life to see what we could do to make our life something we want to wake up to. So we're moving on to the next part. So the subtitle is Common Hidden Payoffs for Excuse Making. I've used the word hidden to alert you to the fact that you're often totally unaware of the reasons why you continue to walk down the same path and rely on the same old excuses. Many behaviors and thought patterns persist because of perceived rewards, which may not be that good for you. So that's obvious, right? Because sometimes we're choosing things that are sabotaging our life or self-harming our life or self-harming the people or harming the people we love or sabotaging the people we love or whatever. And we know they're not good, but we're like, why am I doing this? So here we go. In fact, most of the psychological benefits you receive from your excuse-making habit are actually quite self-destructive. The most prevalent psychological payoffs used to support your nasty habits are discussed in the following pages. Apply the insights you acquired from reading about them to create a new excuses-free path within your own mind. We can do it, we can do it, we can do it, we will do it, we are doing it. We are the R-ing, we are doing it. We're not gonna do it or hoping to do it, we are. So 1, avoidance. When you grab onto a self-sabotaging belief, it only serves to keep you marching in place. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to take up way too much time. What I want is too big. I don't have the money. And so on. Merely justifies your inaction with an explanation. And once you've done so, you're free to enjoy the avoidance payoff, okay? I was a doctoral student advisor at a major university for 6 years in 1970. I found that with very few exceptions, most doctoral students were able to complete the coursework, but when it came down to writing their dissertations, boy, you hear a lot about that, which is a very involved research project that generally the length of a book and must be completed to earn a PhD. And if you've ever talked to anybody who does it, it's extensive. There's a lot of research done. There's a lot, they got to notate it. They got to write it in a certain format. They have to have it checked and checked and checked. So they, always encourage you to be very passionate about whatever it is you're going to do this project on, because you are going to know it frontward, backward, inside out, up and down, left, right, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, and then defend it now before a committee of faculty members. So got that? Not only do you have to do all this work, but you have to defend it in front of a committee of faculty members. That's not fun. And many of them fell short. Okay, you got that? Many of these PhDs fell short. And they justify their behavior with, I'm too busy, I'm not smart enough to write and defend a book, it will take a long time, I don't have the energy. And many more from the catalog of excuses. Such explanations were absolutely vital for those who were trying to avoid something. Avoidance is a common and easily identifiable payoff, and the psychological reward that allows you to be somewhat in peace with yourself when you make self-thwarting decisions. And the excuse becomes your ally, even though it's an ally that doesn't have your best interests at heart. So whatever it is, everybody choose what it is, your one chief aim at this time. So let's use, for example, this YouTube channel that I am, working towards. Many of these excuses I have said to myself in the past. It's difficult, it'll take too much time, or I don't know how to make a video, I don't know how to post it, my videos aren't fancy enough, and blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, listen to what your chief aim is and see how you might be saying some of these excuses. And then let's check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. Let's put ourselves in check and say, let's get rid of this. Let's give it a try. How will I know if I can have a successful YouTube channel unless I put an honest effort into doing it over a prolonged period of time and give it my best? And also hold my space so that the universe can come and support me. I mean, if I'm thinking these negative excuses, I'm pushing back against the good coming, for somebody coming and helping me with my channel, for somebody to offer me a position to speak in their conference, for, having my YouTube channel grow, whatever you're doing, let's see what we're doing and let's get over it. Okay, moving on. 2, safety. None of us like to feel unsafe, so excuses become what we use to avoid potentially dangerous situations. Now, guys, I'm not saying put yourself in dangerous situations. Right now, you do, all through life, you need to be careful, and you want to make sure that you're not increasing any kind of trauma or unhealthy risks into your life. But you can't also, at the same time, let fear stand in your way. So rather than wandering off into an uncharted territory where we might face the risk of low performance, failure, criticism, exhaustion, the unknown, appearing foolish, getting hurt, and the like, it's most convenient to retreat into a haven of familiarity, right? So like, I'm gonna do what I always did, then I'll be safe, and then I'm gonna feel great. Are you gonna feel great? If you did what you always do in the past, you're gonna get the same results that you always had. And what is that saying too? There's the one that if I do what I always do, if I always do what I was doing, basically, and I think I'm going to get the solution. I'm breaking this quote up bad, but basically that's the definition to insanity. If you want to solve things and you're going at it and what's happening, it's not 2 + 2 ain't 4-ing for you, you need to go back to the drawing board and come up with a new plan. And it's perfectly okay to fail. Every day that you come to my channel, you watch me fail in some degree or another. But each one of those failures every day is making me come back and want to do better and want to be better and want to learn better and try to switch things up. So will you. So here we go. We're not going to go into our familiar havens, okay? Let's move. The problem is that the excuse habit only brings us a false sense of security, in the same way a blankie comforts a frightened child. Inside you, there's a powerful calling that's urging you to fulfill the destiny you feel churning through your veins. Yet taking the safest route is causing you to avoid the calling. I know I said this in the last couple videos, but you're called. Every single one of you is called. And that's why we can't be playing. You gotta step forward and make your YouTube channel. You gotta step forward and make that recipe. You gotta step forward and go to that class and learn that degree, whatever it is, counseling or nursing or finance or whatever it is, now is the time. So, on the one hand, you feel pulled towards your purpose, and on the other hand, any number of convenient excuses sings to you like sirens. It will be risky. It's not my nature. I'm too scared. There will be family drama. I'm too old. It's too big. The statements like them can be very difficult to ignore. Yep, them sirens. This brings to mind my daughter Tracy, who ignored her own calling for years. She had a secure job as an executive with good benefits, excellent pay, nice people to work with, a great location, and lots of other reasons that could have kept her there until she retired at some point down the road. Yet burning inside of her was a strong desire to be her own boss, to use her design and marketing skills to create her own products. That sounds like a book right out of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Chief aim, burning desire, persist and do it. So anyway, but when she talked about leaving her safe position with all its benefits, she couldn't make the move, and her excuses provided her with the rationalization to required. The rationale to required, so it made her stay. After years of talking about why she couldn't follow her dream, my daughter finally decided to put the excuses begone paradigm to work for her. Today, she is the CEO of her own company called Urban Junk. She designs high-quality women handbags, laptop bags, traveling the world to procure the very best materials. While she hasn't attained her previous salary and benefits level yet, she's happy, fulfilled, and very pleased with what she has created. Tracy is no longer a slave to the payoff her excuses has created. And Tracy is no longer a slave. Tracy is no longer a slave to the payoff of her excuses offered her. Check out her beautiful creations online, www.urbanjunket.com. So URBANJUNKET.com. And send her a note of appreciation if her story leaves excuses behind, inspires you, as it does me. Her father, very proud. So it makes him very proud. So I got a chance to actually purchase some of Tracy's Urban Junk a few years back. There was some of it in Hawaii, in Maui, and then also in California. It was really cute stuff, well made. So check it out, www.urbanjunk.com. And if you are so moved, as Wayne Dyer said, send her a note of appreciation about her story and how it inspired you, as it does him as her proud father. So think about that right now. If you could check out her stuff. If her story inspires you, wouldn't it be kind of cool if we sent her messages from this channel? All right. 3, the easiest way out. Any excuse at all offers the bountiful reward of the easy way out. So let's face it. When you're confronted with a choice between doing something requiring effort and something that's effortless and easy, you're apt to pick the latter, even if it's not the choice that will actually lead you to your objectives, right? That is why a lot of us end up on the couch. That's why a lot of us end up scrolling through social media. That's why a lot of us have that extra candy or ice cream or whatever it is, because sometimes it's just easier to slip back into that. Not us. Your higher self wants you to fulfill your destiny, which often involves some type of sacrifice, expenditure of time, mental and physical energy, and material resources. Ego is frequently in conflict with what your highest desires. Your false self pushes and cajoles you into staying put, threatened by anything that disrupts its mission of keeping you nice and comfortable by avoiding difficulties and choices. Thus, there's a big payoff for using excuses that allow you to take the easy road out. I know the effort and daily struggle I'm in for when I opt to sit and write, day in and day out, often for an entire year until I complete a book. I've done it long enough to know with sweet certainty that the project's completion is fully aligned with my life's purpose. Okay, so right now I'm just calling you out. Those of you who are hearing my words and are going to have been knowing that you are supposed to write a book. Write that book. Okay, like Wayne Dyer just so nicely said, he knows with sweet certainty that your book, my book, our books are fully aligned with our life purposes. I know that what I'm saying right now is touching a million of you right in the heart, right in the head, the mind, and right in your frequency, energy, and vibration. I want you to just put your hand on your heart, and I want you to just talk to your heart, and I want you to just get going. Write that book. I know you need to write that book. You know you need to write that book. This book is telling your book to be written. I'm here to tell you and encourage you. I want to hear about what your book is, what you're going to be writing about, because I know these words are being spoken to at least 1 million people who know they need to get their words on paper. I don't care if your book is short. I care. But whether your book is short, it's a short ebook, or it's a novel, or it's multiple novels, write your book. Okay, going on. I recognize that. And why are you writing that book? Because it is part of your life purpose. Because somebody out there is going to benefit from hearing your story. Because there's nobody on the planet like you. That nobody has the perspective or the writing skills or the way to tell the story like you do. Okay, so whatever excuse is rolling through your brain right now, just park that bad boy and put it in the handicap and tell it good night. You're going to write that book. Okay, thank you. I recognize that sitting here in solitude and doing the work keeps me in balance or aligned with the highest calling of my soul. Even so, over the years, I've noticed that intense temptation to allow excuses to keep me from doing what my heart tells me I must. And your heart tells you must write this book. So, and other things, whatever your dream is, guys, go. So they insist it's too big a project, you don't have the energy, you don't have anything else to prove, so just relax. You're tired, let up on yourself, writing takes you away from your family and you're already overcommitted. Blah, 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 blah. We hate those. These statements and others like them would give me an easy payoff if I allowed them to. I could then avoid the anxiety, struggle, loneliness, and nose to the grindstone action that are the necessary part of creative process. But there's so far more joy when I see the results of my labors, along with all the good such efforts seem to be doing in the world. Really take that in, because I know so many of you are on the fence about what you want to do, what's your chief aim, how you're going to get from point A to point B to point Z. But I just want to encourage you, don't be discouraged, because the creative process lights your heart, your mind, and your life on fire. It just makes you radiate with this amazing beauty when you're doing your creative process, when you're giving that service to others from this pure place. And there's so much more joy for you watching your labors help come forward and create, you're planting seed, and you're going to be able to harvest that crop later for God, to glorify this universe, because we're all in this together. So I see the results of my labors, along with all the good such efforts seem to be doing in the world, than any temporary pleasure I may gain by taking the easy way out and avoiding what I know I need to do. So those of you who are doing what you know you need to do, thank you. Yay! And I appreciate your works. But those of you who know you need to sort of yoga, finagle around and move into a new position of power, giving your gifts of service, using your creativity to bless others, seeing your seeds growing, seeing your labors bringing forth efforts that are going to help all of mankind. I want to encourage you how, walk over the bridge of incidents and make this happen. You are being called and you are needed in such a time as this. So what is that idea? And, tonight we learned that we are going to stay away from avoidance. Well, not stay away. We're going to confront our avoidance, safety, and taking the easy way out. And we're going to start transmuting them into actions of walking in the desire of our dreams. So thank you so much for joining me. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. I'm sure you are. Wonderfuls, amazings, lovelies, beautifuls, and beloveds. And when you get a chance, hit that like button. Press the like button. And then subscribe and leave your positive comments. I'm very, very grateful for your support. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Feeling good. Like I should. Like you should. Okay. All right. See you tomorrow. And you know what's next. Peace in. Peace out.